The Big Show on Hodaki. Thanks to Night and Day. For the best milkshakes, thick shakes, and super thick shakes.
Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size. This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show.
The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Tuesday afternoon. It is the 19th of March, 2024. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day. Mogi, we were filming a video, which we won't get into earlier in the afternoon, so I have already seen you, Dave.
You were sweating like a bastard.
Yeah, I was, mate. And can I say you were pretty sweaty as well, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. How are you, you massive stallion?
Going pretty grousey, you mad dog, you sick son of a bee. A beautiful day out there in the city of Sales today. There's a bit of heat in there. Haven't had any of that for a little while, but certainly feeling the cold at night. So I don't know if you've noticed this, guys. It's getting dark in the evenings as well, and it's dark when you wake up. Have you noticed that?
I certainly have noticed that,
freaking me
Mogi.
out, man.
I said to my wife, just on that, Mogi, just coincidentally, I was lying in bed with my wife last night, and I went,
yeah.
You know what, darling? You know what? We might have to put the spare blanket on soon.
That's what I said last night. I said, you know what I said to her? I says, I think I'm going to need the spare blanket tonight.
Far out, man. Hey, Keyzie, you man. Keyzie, you mad bastard. How's life?
So good, fellas. Although,
Stick around for some country calendar chat later in the show with Keyzie.
give us 2.5 hours. We'll get into that. To be honest, fellas, woke up at about 3 a.m. last night.
Oh,
And I-
thinking about me.
And I was sleeping next to my wife there, and I woke up and I was thinking about Mogi, and then I was like, hang on, wait a minute. Shit, it's cold outside of the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my foot was out.
Yeah. Did you wear your socks to bed in that, Keyzie?
Nah. But I said to my wife, I was like, I might have to wear my socks to bed tomorrow night.
Oh.
And we might have to clip the other duvet.
It's funny you say that because I wore my socks to bed last night.
What?
You know the crazy thing, fellas? I got home last night, and I don't know about you fellas, when you get home, I took my shoes off.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
Because I always take my shoes off, and I actually said to my wife at one point, you know what, darling? I think it might be time for the Ugg boots.
Yeah. I took my shoes off too, and I says to the missus, I says to her, I might put my shoes back on. Shit, it's cold.
Really?
Yeah.
You put them back on.
Yeah, I put my shoes back
well,
on.
of course, there'll still be a bit of heat in there from the day, but...
I got home last night, I took my shoes off.
Yeah.
She was like,
Right, they're reeking.
yeah,
Put
put
them back on.
those back on. Disgusting.
Hey, now listen, massive show ahead. Text us 3483. Where are you listening to the show? What are you wearing? Or you can call us on 0800 Hodaki. We don't care. In the meantime, here's the Strokes.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The cards there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 11 minutes past 4 o'clock. Any texts on the text machine there, Keyzie?
Someone here on 3483 is accusing us of being soft Auckland bastards.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about how cold it was. Another listener here is wearing nothing but the leftover pork mince that Keezie's wife made him for lunch. I don't know why you're wearing it. That's just silly. Am I right, fellas?
Right, it's kind of hot. Hey, fellas, I had a situation occur to me over the weekend, or happened to me, I should say, and it made me think about what's the worst job in the world.
Right.
If I could paint a picture with words for you, my 16-year-old daughter on Saturday said, Dad, can I go to a party? And I said, yes. Okay.
Will there be drinking?
Will there be drinking? Yes.
Good.
On that, can you buy me some? Nah.
But can you buy me some?
And I said, will there be parents there? And she said, yes. So I fell for that one.
Yeah.
And I said, well, yes, you can. And she said, and I can get a lift home. And I said, I don't think so, young lady. I'll be picking you up, thank you. And I want you being driven home from any party. Thanks very
Good
much.
on you, mate.
So I said, I agreed to midnight, Mogi, which, as you can imagine, is
Quite late for you.
way past my bedtime. So I was effing and jeffing before I even left.
That's right about when you're doing a steamer usually, isn't it?
Before I left the house. So I'm driving there. Picture, if you will, a classic scenario of a teenage party that's blown completely out of control. I.e., maybe this person thought 20 people would turn up to their party. When I got there, there were literally hundreds of drunken teenagers coming out of the house, on the front yard, down the street, around the corner, screaming and yelling and crying. And here's where the worst job in the world comes in. There were noise control officers there trying to confiscate their stereo. And I thought to myself, is there a worse job in the world than doing that? Having to deal with hundreds of drunken, out-of-control teenagers bleating and moaning while you try and steal their device. I challenge anyone to name a worse job.
I have had an experience where, when I say it, to be honest, Jase, the first thing that I thought when you started mentioning this is I miss those days. I remember those days of parties
totally.
out of control, noise control people coming along, don't let them take the stereo. I miss that stuff,
People
man.
screaming at them, Mogi. That's what got me. Like, kids were just screaming at them. I can't say what those... And that was the other thing. What's happened to the language of our youth, by the way?
Right.
Disgraceful. Oh, beyond effing and Jeff.
Well, I think
this was next level.
I think it comes from listening to radio shows like ours with old Keyzie dropping F-bombs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
On air.
That's true. But seriously,
hang on.
I said to myself, this is the worst job ever. Who would volunteer to do this
Do they
job?
still show up in a little hatchback?
Yes, in a little hatchback.
Was it just two of them?
And they were literally, there was two of them, and they were surrounded by a throng of screaming teenagers.
And they were trying to take the stereo.
And they were trying to take the stereo.
I'd just pretend that I was in a band, and you got all these screaming kids, all these screaming teenagers screaming at you, yeah, but really you're not in a band. You know what I mean? They hate your
Sure.
guts.
That's one way of coping with it.
Let us know on 3483, is being a noise control officer the worst job in New Zealand? Are you a noise control officer? Give us a call on 0800 Hodaki. You could win yourself a $50 night and day voucher.
The one upside to being a noise control officer is if somebody rings you up, you wait for 3 hours before you do anything about it. That seems to be what I've seen.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, they deserve what they get, quite frankly.
Have you guys ever called noise control?
Oh, yeah, boy.
I think I
Narc.
don't know about noise control.
4 times, and they never showed up.
Right. So now you're dissing them on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that'll fix it.
If you are a noise control officer, give us a call on 0800 Hodaki. Or if you can think of a worse job,
Yeah.
here's Faith No More.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, yes, indeed. Jane's Addiction there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 24 minutes past 4 o'clock. I was talking in the previous voice break about seeing some noise control officers in their workplace on Saturday night, a completely out of control teenage party, and I thought to myself, is there a worse job in the world than being a noise control officer in that scenario? Now we've got Jeff on the line. Jeff, you mad bastard, I believe you're a noise control officer.
Yeah, that's right, mate. And I would appreciate if you guys could actually just keep it down a little bit. I've had one too many complaints just about the ruckus you guys have been calling. I just appreciate if you could just hush it a little bit, please.
Right.
Oh, he's hung up. He's hung up on us. Right, so that doesn't really answer the question.
Yeah. No. Mark from Christchurch, I believe you were also a noise control officer. Is that true?
Yes, I was.
Bit of a nightmare job, was it, mate, or am I overreacting?
Totally overreacting, mate. It was a great job.
Right.
Only got abused the once, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Physically?
Yeah, I've kind of. They jammed their foot in the door, but yeah.
Right,
Apart
okay.
from that, it was a pretty good gig.
So you go out there,
crack open a beer and say, keep it down, guys, and I don't have to come back. It'll be all good.
and generally they didn't keep up the ruckus, and you never had to go back. Is that generally what happened?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Too
Wow.
easy. No,
Okay.
that's sweet as.
I stand corrected, Mark. Stay on the line, mate, because Pugson will give you a $50 night and day voucher. Kieran, also from Christchurch, you were also a noise control officer. It sounds like a pretty sweet gig, mate. What are you complaining about?
No, I can tell a few stories, Hoity J.
Yeah, well, give us one.
Give us some.
Five years the night operations manager down here and dealt with noise control. Most of the time, people pretty good, but then you always got the exceptions.
Tell us about the exception, man. Make it snappy. What's a good one?
Well, one night we had a firearm presented at us when we were going to confiscate.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
Jeez.
Right.
Yep. So the guy was sitting in the dark with a loaded 303.
Woo.
So
What was he listening to, brother? What was he listening to? What tunes was he rocking out to when he was holding his
we've been
shoddy?
listening to some heavy stuff.
A bit of Rage Against the Machine, maybe, Kieran.
Yeah, could have been. He was a bit ragey, but he said if we'd have walked through the door first, he would have shot us both.
Oh, my God.
What a backbone.
No, Mike. Kieran's the
Mogi.
backbone. And for that, mate, you got yourself $50 night and day voucher, all right?
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, massive.
Jeez,
that's pretty scary, though.
I would have just I would have rolled to the side and just grabbed the gun off him.
Yeah,
and then
disarmed him.
Yeah, disarmed him and then just put it in his face and said, "How do you like them apples?"
Yeah, man. That's
Remember when we used to
hardcore.
do that, Hoodie J?
Yeah, totally. And because when I did it, and it was only for a little while.
When you did what? Noise control?
Noise control.
Oh, you did it? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It was something about my presence, about my physical stature, because I was a lot bigger back then. And people didn't tend to take me on, Keyzie, because they knew a pocket rocket when they saw
what
one.
would happen was I was pretty jacked up on the roids back then, Keyzie. So I'd go banging on the front door there, and everyone would come up there and they'd want to take me on because I'd be sort of sticking it to them a bit. And old Hoity J would climb in the back window and he'd just take the stereo and they wouldn't even see him.
Oh, right.
Tiny little fella.
There's a very funny story on that when Mogi and I turned up actually to one house. I remember Mogi saying to this fella, "Just keep your nose out of it." And this guy cracked up and said, "Ha! You can talk." It was just one of those sort of, you got that sort of stuff all the time, Keyzie. Yeah.
That is massive.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Here they come. Try time. Holy cow, the Warriors. Oh, yeah. Up the Warriors, baby.
It's the Big Show in Brizzy for the NRL Magic Round.
Is there anyone out there?
Let's go to the phones.
Oh, yes, indeed. Hell of a prize. That Cliff, you mad bastard. How's life?
Cliff, man.
Hey, how you going?
Jeez,
Yeah, good, mate. Yourself?
Yep, cracker.
Great stuff, mate. Did you watch the Rugby League over the weekend?
Oh, I watched a wee bit of the end of it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you watched the good bit, eh?
The heartbreak bit. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Who would you take with you, Cliff?
Oh, well, that'll be the hard part. But yeah, we'll work someone out. Probably the wife.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Well, you stay on the line and Pug Son and Studio B will sort you out. Luke, you mad bastard, how's life?
G'day, Jase. Good, thanks, mate.
Oh, that's great, mate. What do you do for a crust, Luke?
Oh, I work for a seed company.
Seeds! What kind of seeds, sicko?
Grass, stuff for golf courses.
Oh, yeah, what a massive backbone. Luke, who would you take with you?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. Well, maybe one of the boys or the wife, I suppose, if she puts up a fight.
Just on that, man, do you reckon she'd actually want to go? Because I told my wife that I'm going and she was like, all goods, see you later.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I don't know.
That's the spirit,
Well,
mate.
funnily enough, Mogi, I did exactly the same thing to my wife, and she said very much the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm all good.
Yeah.
No, you have a good time. You go and do it. Have
It's a rugby league. It's not for everybody, but it is for me.
Well, to be honest, I told my wife about it, and she was keen. Then she's like, "Who are you going with?" I was like, "Oh, Jason, Mike." And she's like, "Oh, nah." All
I
good.
know. She's got
she
a
hates you.
fondness for us. So
Yeah, she hates you. Yeah.
Really
Thinks
got
you
a
guys are
fondness.
losers. Yeah.
Actually, can you
Right.
make sure she comes along? Kizzy, be nice to have her there. Luke, stay on the line, mate. And
Karen.
Pug's son will sort you out. Karen, how's life?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That's good. Did you watch the Rugby League over the weekend?
Yeah, just watched the last half.
you watched the good half.
Yeah. Who would you take with you, Karen, from Hawke's Bay?
Have to take my hubby.
Yeah, massive. He's obviously he loves his Rugby League as well.
Yeah, definitely. Big league fan.
Good on you, mate. Stay on the line and Pug Sam will sort you out as well. Yes, Mogi.
Awesome.
Is that all we're going? Or we're going to go more?
Oh, we can go one more.
Go another one,
Nathan, you mad bastard. How's life?
G'day, lads. Bloody good, mate. What about yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, Nathan.
Good, thanks, Nathan.
Yeah, really good,
Thank
thanks,
you.
mate. Geez, people are up.
Oh,
Really up
there's
today.
a bit of pep in their step today, boy.
Yeah, maybe it's the sun being out. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh, Jace, hang on. Can I just ask Nathan a question?
Sure, man.
You watched the rugby league over the weekend, Nathan?
Sort of, mate. Cracker of a game. Shit first half. Second half was amazing.
And who was your yummy boy of the week?
It's always DWZ, mate.
Yeah,
Good on you, mate.
It's good stuff,
And
mate.
Keyzie, it's not rugby league, it's rugby league.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, jeez.
God.
Who would you take with you, Nathan?
Mate, I'd try and take a mate, but I'd have to do a bit of a sneaky on the missus, you know.
Yeah,
try
good
and,
on you, mate.
Yeah.
I'd pretend to mate one it or something and invite it back.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, very nice.
Backbone.
Yeah, that's
Hashtag
good.
backbone. I like that.
Stay on the line there, Nathan, and our mate Pugson will sort you out in studio.
Just want to make a little announcement here if I can, fellas.
Is this breaking news?
Yeah, it's breaking news.
Oh, God.
This is breaking news.
Due to popular demand, we are going to be putting more people into the draw after 6 o'clock.
Oh, is that...
Okay?
Are we indeed?
Yeah.
You sure about that, man? Have you run that past management?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I haven't.
Oh.
But I just sort of feel like,
okay,
too bad, you know? It's what the people want.
True that. Actually, fellas, I've got some breaking news. Is that all good?
Yeah, sure, man.
This is breaking news.
If you miss out on winning this prize, you go to boystrip.co.nz
Oh, yeah.
and you can actually buy your way onto it.
Wow.
And guarantee a spot.
Wow.
What's that?
I've got some breaking news.
Oh, okay. Just seems a bit...
This is breaking news.
I didn't do that cool thing at the start, though.
I forget.
This is breaking news.
I got my bullors waxed today.
Oh, cool, man.
We'll talk about that later.
That is awesome, man. We'll get into that.
It's pretty good.
We'll get into that a little bit later.
Should we not?
Because I'm fascinated by that.
2 little birds. Oh, 3, sorry.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed. Stone Temple Pilots here on the radio. Hodaki Big Show. This glorious, beautiful autumnal afternoon, Mogi.
Beautiful, isn't it?
So
Tell you what
good,
else
man.
is beautiful, man.
What's that, man?
My downstairs. Just went and had them lasered. I got a deal. 10 sessions for $550, so $55 a pop.
Jesus.
What?
That's heaps.
How much do you charge for your bolo-lasering machine?
Just pluck them myself, mate.
And anyway, I got in there today and I've sort of established something of a relationship, a rapport with the woman who does it. Initially, and you'll remember, when I was sort of on sessions 1, 2 and 3, I wasn't really enjoying myself too much because the women that were doing it were sort of 25 or 26 and I just felt they were too young for such horrors. Do you know what I mean?
You just felt bad for them.
But the lady, the lady doing it now, she's in her sort of 50s or something.
Yeah, seen it all.
Yeah, so we're having lots of laughs in there and that.
What are we laughing about?
And anyway, she was... I'm lying there. So what you do is you go in there, you take off your pants, you get a baby wipe, you sort yourself out down there, and then you lie down and you put your laser goggles on so you don't go blind, and then they lay a little blankie over you downstairs. So you've got your pants just pulled down to about your knees there, Keyzie. Just imagine me lying down there. I've got my pants
Do I have
there.
to imagine
They're just pulled down. So I've got everything's out there except it's just sort of covered up.
You don't need to take your pants fully off?
I don't, no.
Oh, okay.
No, because I'm only doing my downstairs, you see. They're not doing my shins.
Yeah, I just feels like it'd be awkward with your pants halfway down your legs.
No, so I've got my T-shirt tucked up underneath my chin there.
See, that's awkward.
Sure, yeah.
And anyway, she comes in there and she whips off the old cover there, the little blankie there. And this, it only takes about 5 minutes. Most people it takes 1 minute. For me, it takes 5 minutes.
Yes.
And but then she starts banging on about the state of public transport.
Yes.
So she's just got me. I'm totally out in the open there, and she's just chatting away. She's holding on to the laser gun, but she's not doing any work. She's just talking to me, and she's getting more and more agitated as she talks about how bad public transport is. And my downstairs is just he's sort of lolled over to the side there.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not looking his best, I'll be honest with you.
Sure.
Sometimes he looks amazing, Keyzie. You've seen him at his best. But sometimes he doesn't look great.
Yes.
Then she starts getting on to the fact that they're going to be closing down the downtown parking building down there, and that's only going to be there until 2026 and what she meant to do. The next thing she gets on to is the fact that she's got 4 kids. She lives out at Titarangi.
That's ages away.
The buses are going up from $5 return to $10 return. She's got 4 kids. That's a massive amount of money that she's having. Meanwhile, my downstairs is just open. It's just there. And I'm having to have a conversation with her because I don't want to be rude to her.
Sure.
Because if I'm rude to her, she might misuse her laser.
Well, you're in a prone position there, aren't you?
I'm feeling vulnies.
Yes.
Very Everybody go easy on Mogi.
Yeah.
He's feeling vulnies.
Anyway, we finally got to the bottom of it. And
At the bottom of what?
She talked it all out there, and then she just started blasting away on my downstairs, and that cheered me up.
Because the other...
Can I? No, you go.
Well, I was going to say, the other issue you've got is she's getting quite racked up about this.
She's fired up.
And then she's going to be holding a laser gun.
That's how they do it as well.
The issue that I have with the whole thing is, because you were saying that you wear glasses, right?
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking pretty cool, man. I got my wraparound sunnies on.
10 sessions seems extreme. They must be,
well, to be honest,
like
Jase,
marble.
For you, it would be probably 20 sessions to sort out what you were operating.
It does seem pretty extreme.
Yeah, well, I mean, given your extensive knowledge of how it works, why don't you explain to us how it works?
I'm imagining it like a laser. It sort of burns it off root and stem.
Yeah, that's right.
So
and
why would you need 10?
gradually it gets finer. More and more fine, but it takes 10 sessions with about a 4-week gap in between for you to finally sort of eliminate them.
It changes because you know how yours are like vines more than grass, right? It slowly takes them away from your vines to thin grass that you can easily deal with.
But I was thinking, I'll tell you what, it's a good time, and they've actually got 3 tables in there, and I was thinking that we could go out, rather than we could go out and have a curry, and then go and get our bulls lasered all together, all the boys. What do you say?
Be like a bushfire, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm keen as, man. Real keen.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, welcome back, you massive backbones. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day.
Hey, Night and Day?
Yeah, man.
Have you heard about their milk bar card?
Oh,
yeah, I think
it's
so.
It's not about the milkshakes, is it?
Yeah, the milkshakes.
I need a different fact.
Okay.
What other facts have you got about Night and Day? Because there's so many of them, man.
I know.
They do good lollies.
They do little lollipoddles.
Yes.
Like in the old days. Remember those poddles?
Yeah, I used to get in a little small white paper bag, my lollies.
So did I, but I think there are poddles now, a handy plastic container.
Yeah, it's so good. And of course, there's the Keyzie special where you get a milkshake and a lasagna topper.
Really? What are they? No way. They don't do a Keyzie special. Not in the Night and Day.
No.
Is that like a milkshake, some sort of pork mince scenario?
Yeah, so it's a milkshake and half a kg of pork mince.
Oh.
And you get $2 off. So just ask for the old Keyzie special. At your Night and Day, Jase, all right?
I want to do that on the way home. I want to get the Keyzie special.
Is that cooked, or you have to cook it yourself?
Oh, no, it's for you to cook.
Oh, yeah, good.
Oh, right, okay. So it's not in a bowl bun or something like that.
Yeah, when it's in a bowl bun, it's not as good.
Nah, you just do it yourself.
Right, okay.
Because they're running like a butchery area now at Night and Day.
Just very quickly, just on the pork mince, really good.
Do we have to?
And wraps and stuff like that with a bit of hoisin sauce or something like that. And your fresh salads.
Do you like a little bit
of
fresh chives?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anything fresh.
Have you had Japanese mayo on it?
What? Come on, Keyzie, man.
Anyway, now listen, coming up hopefully in the studio with us is going to be none other than Jeremy Wells from the
Oh, my God, from the TV.
To address the whole gay gore issue that seems to be running rampant across the nation at the moment.
That's right. So if you don't know, there is a special right now, a Matt and Jerry Show's podcast special. In the late 90s, Jerry and Mike Havoc, they had a show called Havo Newsboy. They went to Gore, they were hungover, they quickly filmed something that then went viral, newspapers picked it up. Here's a wee clip of the incident.
It's also the epicentre of New Zealand homosexual community. The first gay man in New Zealand was born here in Gore in 1872.
And there's still a huge, thriving underground community of gay people who just don't tell anyone.
Gore,
the G's for gay.
Yeah, so that was on TV in the late 90s. Caused quite the fracas. There is a podcast special out now, but myself and Minogue listened to it.
Yeah.
And there's just a few things I want to ask Jerry about the situation.
Fuming when down there in Gore, they were fuming.
Yeah, I hear.
When that came out.
I want to listen to that tonight, incidentally, by the way, fellas. I should have listened to it today, given that it's on the show.
Yeah, but you know what you're like.
Look, I can wing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm nervous about it, but I'll ask some perler questions. Don't worry about that, okay?
Because you were listening to my Mad Monday podcast, instead of that one.
Yes, I was actually, funnily enough, Keyzie. God, it was so... Oh, it's this Fat Boy Slim.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed, Nirvana there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday evening. And as previously mentioned, there's been a podcast release from the fellas on the Breakfast Show.
That's right. It's called Gay Gore. It's a 4-part special. If you want to listen to it, search Hodaki Breakfast or Matt and Jerry Show. And it's regarding a particular incident from the late 90s in television. Here's a small clip.
It's also the epicentre of New Zealand homosexual community. The first gay man in New Zealand was born here in Gore in 1872.
And there's still a huge, thriving underground community of gay people who just don't tell anyone.
Gore.
Gore, the G's for gay.
Yeah, look, we've got Jeremy Wells in the studio with us. Jeremy, lovely to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you for a while.
G'day, Jase. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
You say that, but I actually saw you this morning. I rode past you. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
And I said hello to you, and I said, I'll see you later on this afternoon. And you looked at me very strangely, quizzically almost, and as if to say, I'm not sure why I was seeing you, but here I am.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, I've got to be honest with you, and I'm going to hand this over to the fellas because I haven't listened to this particular podcast yet. But what I do know is we were discussing it on the show yesterday, and boy, there's some real rage and some real questions that need to be asked. Over to you, fellas.
Yeah, well, first of all, let me say, Jerry, what an incredible piece of television it is. I showed my brother-in-law, who's about 21 or 22, maybe a month ago. He'd never seen it, never heard of it, and he was crying with laughter.
Really?
At the joys of that clip. Yeah, well, I guess it goes against sort of the way you speak these days a little bit, and even for the time.
Back in the day. It does.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. But God, you go deep, a four-parter, and I guess the part that really interested us was when we get to the you going back during the election in 2008.
Oh yeah,
I think it's taken a really dark turn.
Yeah, and it's 10 years later, right?
Yeah, it's 10 years. It's 10 years after, and I was asked by the then head of News and Current Affairs, Bill Ralston. He said it'd be good to go down to Gore, maybe.
Yeah.
Bill English is down there. National looking quite good to maybe win because Labor were the government at that stage.
Yeah,
and there'll be a bit of a party going on there, and you can do a couple of live crosses. And I thought to myself, absolutely. And he said that'll be all right, wouldn't it? And I said, yeah, I think that should be fine. I don't think there'll be any more problems down there. I mean, 10 years.
Yes,
surely.
Time has passed.
Just a bit of TV, and it was a joke. Obviously, it was silly.
And so in the podcast, it's good because you go into full detail around things. You grow in confidence, and you start to think as you spend more time down there, oh, maybe they're over it. Maybe they've forgiven me.
Yeah, because that day I'd spent the whole day cruising around doing a story with a whole lot of dudes in a Falcon, and we got on like a house on fire. We got on brilliantly.
Yeah,
and
sweet.
I thought all's been forgiven.
Yeah, but then you went out for a post-election beer down the main street, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of cars circling you, and you think to yourself, oh, well, maybe I'll go home. Everything's closed. I'll just stop off at the servo for a pie. So you head over to the pie, and then all of a sudden there's sort of a caravan of local psychopaths.
A caravan.
A circle around you. Well, there's sort of
a drag train had formed following Jerry down the street, basically.
Yeah, and then all the local boy racer vehicles.
Yeah.
To be honest, I sensed a mood change.
Sure.
And Mike, you'll know about this because you grew up in Levin.
Yeah.
And so you'll understand when you sense a mood change.
Yeah.
It's quite palpable. And, and so I thought, you know what? This feels a bit different than it did earlier on this afternoon. It just feels a bit more intense.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, some guy was hopped out of his... I feel like it was an Anglia, but I don't think... Well, it can't have been an Anglia, but he was just shoving me, going, you call me gay, mate? Am I gay? You call our town gay? How dare you?
That's
call
right.
our town gay? I'm not gay, mate. You want to call me gay, mate? I was like, no, mate, I don't want to call you... You're clearly not gay. Well,
maybe
I don't know. Maybe
his rage was suggesting that he actually was gay.
Right.
He was just hiding it.
Maybe he was, Jase.
This is the part where Mike and I both agreed that we had a bit of an issue with the story. So,
to be fair, Keyzie, you brought this up.
Right, okay, sweet as. I brought this up. You're in the forecourt. This guy's getting in your face. Whether or not he's in an Anglia, I mean, my minutiae of the car details, it's not important. Although to you it is, I find.
Yeah, cars are important, but I can't remember. I feel like it was a Cortina.
Yeah, sounds more like a Cortina to me.
Probably in Gore.
But then your friend, so he starts trying to pick a fight with you. Your friends then get between you and him. Very nice. You then go into the store.
Yeah.
While your friends...
they get into a ruckus.
Yeah,
they did. They weren't my friends, so I just met them that night.
Right, okay. Maybe that explains why, because basically what Mike and I, and it was mainly Mike if I'm honest, we were both thinking, did you feel bad that your friends were out there getting their ass kicked while you were just eating a pie in the store?
Because you just ducked off into the shop and grabbed a pie.
No, I didn't go up to get a pie. No, what had happened was I was very close to the front door of we were in the forecourt.
Right.
I'd say 5 or 6 metres away from the front entrance, walking in the doors. And I was on my way there, and I was trying to get there anyway, and this guy just kept getting in my way. And so I kept walking towards the doors, and these other guys came in and sort of pushed the guy and said, oh, leave him alone, mate, and gave him a bit of a shove. I kept moving.
Right.
I was no use in that situation. What am I going to do? Turn around and say, yeah, mate, come on, Put him up.
Douche.
Yeah.
Let's have a.
So
let's have a scrap.
was Hugh Sunday involved?
Yeah, but he was with me walking into the service
he
station.
abandoned them as well.
Sure,
good.
yeah.
It was not really. I was just trying to diffuse the situation.
No, that's fine. Well, from what I heard on the potty, it sounded like Hugh Sunday was there with you.
He was, yeah.
And that he and the son of the woman who was Bill English's possible press secretary or certainly secretary,
front desk secretary.
They stood in for you, and you took that opportunity to dash inside and grab a pie
I was
and a bottle
solace.
of V, so you could smash him over the head.
Yeah, the question I've got, Jesse, the question I've got is what kind of pie were you getting?
There was actually no pies there.
Oh, really?
So by the time I got in there, it was. I mean, I'd say it was 12:30 at night.
Oh, okay.
But I did
so it would have
grab
been more of a chicken roll scenario if it had got to it.
But they would have had the Chico roll because, of course, back then they had the Chico roll and they
That's
also
what
had
I mean,
the American
yes.
hot dog that would go around in the rotisserie.
Yeah.
But they had to put them in the microwave. That would be sort of 3 or 4 minutes, and there was never enough chicken in those.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, Jeremy, I've got to say, mate, I'm relieved because these two were banging on about you abandoning your mates to get the living bejesus kicked out of them
while you were
having a pie in the forecourt there.
Having a pie and a V looking out the window.
There was never any. They didn't get the bejesus kicked out of them. These guys could handle themselves,
right?
And they came from Gore, and they could. They had been in a few scraps themselves,
yeah.
Right, okay.
And they were no strangers to a scrap.
I don't feel like this is over, this gay Gore investigation, because I feel like we need to find the guy that was in the forecourt that night.
Wow.
And I just do sort of think that there's sort of an opportunity for the two of you guys to shake hands, to bury the hatchet. We could put you in the ring for a fight for life.
Yeah, totally.
Well, look,
settle it once and for all.
You know me,
and
Mike.
whoever loses is.
You know me. I'm very quick to forgive, and in this situation, I've forgiven you a number of times, and I'm very quick to forgive quite major things.
Yeah,
I'll forgive pretty much anything.
Right. Yes.
And half the time I forget that it even happened, which is a very helpful part of forgiveness. So I'm happy to bury the hatchet, absolutely. Yeah. But I will wonder whether this young man is free to express his forgiveness. I think he might be somewhere away where he can't sort of travel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying there,
Gore.
Jesse. Well, Jerry, thanks so much for coming in, mate. We know you're a busy man, and as I say, I'm deeply relieved by the fact that you're not a yellow-bellied runaway. So good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Make sure you do check out that podcast. Just search Matt and Jerry. It's a 4-parter.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed. Tom Petty there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday afternoon. The time is 5:28. Now, fellas, exciting news. The Big Show on the road again tomorrow in beautiful Rotorua. I'm looking forward to it, lads.
Exciting news.
Mogi.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to play the Mogi one? Hang on. We're doing a live show in Rotorua to celebrate the Crankworks mountain biking festival that hits Rotorua every single year. It is the 10th year. They've been doing it for a decade, so it is a big celebration. We'll be heading down there tomorrow, getting involved with the event, and then from 4 o'clock till 7, the Big Show will be live at Brew, which is a craft beer pub on Eat Street.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
It's going to be excellent. We're going to have backbone teas galore, bar tabs galore. Come down, listen live, get responsibly.
A few brewskis.
A few brewskis, for sure. I want to encourage, because it's going to be a great show. I can just feel it in my testicles. It is going to be an epic show. So, the things like the tabs and the shirts and the photos, they're all bonus stuff. You know what I mean, Mogi?
What do you mean bonus?
Come down there to just listen to the show, because it's going to be an absolute cracker. We've been working on it for months.
We certainly have been. So a little bit of a peek behind the curtain here. So we've organised this big trip. That's good. And whenever we go away somewhere, we get put up in a hotel or a motel or something like that. We're not going to say the name of the motel here, but Jase likes to look it up beforehand just to make sure it's up to his standards.
That's true.
And he found a glowing review of the place we're staying, Jase?
Yes, I did. It was the first review I read of the place we're staying in Rotorua. And it reads thus, Mogi.
Go on.
Hang on. Wait. It reads thus.
Shocking standard of hotel that appears to be on its last legs. This is where we're staying, by the way. Safes didn't work. In-room phone line didn't work. Lift didn't work. Swimming pool had tiles falling off the walls. Cobwebs on the ceilings. Stained and bulging carpet throughout. Splitting wood throughout. Needs paint badly. Room was okay with a terrace. Bed was good. Shower also shocking. Long walk to town or anywhere, really. Unimpressed. 1 star.
Oh, unimpressed.
That'll be good, eh? So looking forward to that. I think me and Jase are bunking as well, which will be great.
You'd love that.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I love my hotels.
Yeah.
And in fact, you know, sometimes the grodier and more broken down they are, more character they have, the more I like it.
Yeah,
I feel like I fit in.
It reminds you of your place.
Well, it does remind me of my place a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not yet. I mean, I know that old Keyzie likes to make me out of some highfalutin.
Well, it's just all the dog squad, mate.
Flash restaurant going kind of guy, Mogi.
Yeah.
I'm a working man at
You always
at
have
heart.
been.
I'm
Blue
a working
collar.
blue collar. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
blue or
right.
dark black collar.
Always, mate. Always.
No, that's right. Did it say on those reviews whether they've got the hand towels when you walk in for old Keyzie there?
Yeah, it didn't mention that actually. And you know what I'm thinking? Next time we go to a city, how about I don't know how you guys feel about this. We get billeted out.
That's
bit of
a good
billeting.
idea.
You know, the locals put us up.
Jase, that is such a good idea.
You would
Let's
love
do
that, Jase.
I would love it because I'm a social guy.
You are.
You're such a people person.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Tune. But right now it's time for Who's Got the Biggest Tool?
So good, Jase. This is all thanks to our mates at Placemakers. Of course, the Monster Tool Sale is still on. Feel free to head in-store or jump online to get the best prices on the best tools as well. And, good times.
Yeah,
really good times. Now,
Cheers.
It's up to the listener, of course, who's got the biggest tool. We're going to talk to you and you decide between the three of us.
Yeah.
Who amongst the three of us has got the biggest tool? Tom, you mad bastard. How's life?
G'day, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. What do you do for a crust, Tom?
I'm a Starkey, eh?
Backbone. That's a backbone. You love your tools then. Okay, so we'll start off with Mogi, and then we'll go to Keyzie and then go to Hoity J, and you decide who's got the biggest tool, all right, Tom?
Yeah, right, mate.
good on you, mate. Hey, I just want to tell you, mate, my tool is not only humongous, it's smooth as.
Ooh.
She's a smooth bugger, all right?
Nice,
you like that?
So good, Tom.
Right.
Hey, if you love that, Tom, you're going to love my tool. Not only is it far larger in capacity, it also lasts longer. It's like the battery I mean. Sounded a bit dirty there. But all you need to know is that she's massive there, Tom.
Well, look, Tom, I'm not going to muck you around your massive backbone. I think we know, and I think the nation knows that old Hoity J's got the biggest tool. She's a magnificent specimen and good for all occasions, my friend. Let me put it this way. If you saw Hoity J's tool, you won't be disappointed, big fella.
Oh, she sounds like a good girl, mate.
Hey, Tom, who you want to vote for, mate? Who do you think's actually got the biggest tool?
Oh, to be honest, I probably couldn't get Mogi's smooth tool out of my head from the start, so I'm going to have to go with him.
Oh, yeah, you're going for Mogi?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if he's correct. Oh, what was that?
Oh, bugger. Sorry, Tom, you massive backbone.
Oh, no.
Hey, let's go to Andrew. G'day, Andrew. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. How you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good. What do you do for a crust, Andrew?
I'm a police officer.
Officer Backbone.
Backbone.
Hey.
Now, I'm assuming, Andrew, that you heard all of that.
I've just got a question for Andrew.
Yes.
Does it? You think it's been another dramatic day for Dog Squad?
Yeah, I do quite enjoy watching that show and hearing Hoity J on there and his beautiful commentary.
Nice, yeah, it's always a good day at work for the Dog Squad, eh?
But then drama, a gang of youths.
Not now, Jason.
All right, Andrew. Who are you running with there?
Who do you think's got the biggest tool?
I'll have to go with Dog Squad guy, eh?
Oh, Hoity J.
Yeah.
Twice in a row? Surely not. He was the guy, yes.
Well done, mate. Keyzie, tell Andrew what he's won there, big fella.
Officer Backbone, are you still there?
Yeah, mate, I'm still here.
Bloody ripper, mate. You've won for yourself a brand new Milwaukee M18 Fuel Hammer drill driver, Gen 4, and that is worth over $500, my friend.
Wow, that sounds awesome, guys. Thank you so much for that.
Good on you, man. Hey, and Andrew, thanks for your service, mate. Thanks for your service.
Yeah. Thank you, mate, and thanks for your work on Dog Squad.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You stay on the line and Pug Sound will sort you out in Studio B, just like that.
Bloody ripper. Big shout out to Placemakers as well. Thank you for your service, fellas?
Huh? Yeah, man. I suppose so.
Was this Weezer? Thank you for your service, Weezer.
Tune.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Metallica there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday evening, coming up after 6 o'clock. Because of public demand, actually, fellas, because of public demand, we're giving you another opportunity to go on the draw for the big magic round at Brizzy.
I don't know if we should, man.
No, I think we should.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, well,
Keyzie, I know you don't want to, man, but we're going to have to do it, all right?
Well, obviously I want to. I'm like the rugby league guy. Everyone knows that.
It's called Buckba League, man. You're showing yourself up here, brother. I tell you what. Ooh, you're looking a real goose.
Buckba
League.
Buckba League.
Yeah. Also, what's on the TV with Mike Minogue?
Oh, this is a ripper tonight too.
Are we doing what's for tea New Zealand?
I think we'll just hold off on that for the time being, Keyzie.
What, and do the Brizzy thing instead?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you mean maybe or definitely?
Well, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go after 6.
How's this? I'll put it to the punters out there. What do you want? Getting in the draw for Brizzy? Or what's for tea with me? Easy.
Actually, let's get rid of that segment.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night and Day. Actually, I am going to drop into Night and Day because my wife's at the parent teachers tonight, fellas.
My wife?
God, I am so gutted I'm missing that.
Yeah.
That is a shame. If you want, me and Mike can do the rest of this and you can just go do it.
No,
That's
mate.
an important thing, man. You shouldn't miss
You should
that
be
sort of
there.
stuff.
No, look.
No, you go, man. We don't need you.
I'm sure my wife will
have to.
She will fill me in on everything I need to know.
Okay. You'll just tune out like you do when we're talking to you.
Pardon?
Hey, lots of texts in here of what people are having for dinner, but obviously we're not, because we're putting people in the draw for Brizzy now, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's better. How did we go? Did we get a few votes?
What's for tea? Cold leftover spag bowl in a Tupperware container.
No, votes.
Oh,
Because
no.
we put it to the people, remember, when we said, what do you want? Do you want Buckba League or do you want Keyzie steamers?
People just started texting through their meals.
Right.
That's all right.
Interestingly, talking of Keyzie steamers, we found out some interesting information about Keyzie again on the podcast outro.
Oh, we did.
And this is a great thing about the podcast outro because it's stuff outside of the radio show and it's a bit more intimate and personal.
It's like bonus material, Jase?
It's like bonus material that we do, and
sort of like behind the scenes.
So often we find out stuff about Keyzie that we never knew, Keyzie?
Well, just about each other in general, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is that if this little clip we're about to play doesn't include the part at the start of it, I'll be filling everyone in afterwards, all right? Here you go. I had a skin tag under my arm, in my armpit there, but that was when I was like 10.
That was because you were furiously so much that it caused so much friction. You got yourself a skin tag.
Is that funny as a fellas?
You had a big, massive, flappy flap skin tag. And it was just from intense.
Keyzie, you dog.
Can I also clarify, the reason that came up is because Jase is currently rocking a massive skin tag on his neck. That was one I had for a very brief moment when I was like 10, and for some reason that's what comes out of it.
Yeah.
It's
pretty funny.
Actually, go and check that podcast out because it's fascinating.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
They come out at 7:30 every night. It is extra Big Show content, just in case you're listening 4 to 7 and you think, man, I want more for some reason.
Yeah, totally, man, totally.
Hey,
oh, yeah.
Well, I don't want to say it right now, Keyzie.
No.
Because people get overexcited.
No. Just listen out and get ready to call 0800 Hodaki if you want to get in the draw to join us at Magic Round in Brizzy.
Sounds good, mate. The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed. Smashing Pumpkins there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday evening. But right now it's time for... What's on the Telly with Mike Minogue.
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
Not much last night, fellas. I was editing an episode of the podcast that I do, the Wellington Paranormal Podcast, so I had to sit through an hour of that. And I tell you what,
you poor
good,
bastard.
Man. Bloody hell, it's good. Whew, some good-looking folks on that. Available wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I've often wondered, how much I watch TV just to look at good-looking folks. You know, just particularly the segment's called What's on the TV with Mike Minogue. I often accuse myself of being a bit pervy when it comes to TV.
Oh,
Am I only watching this because I'm interested in perving at people?
Just based on your behaviour in the office and studio here, then yes.
You would say so?
I would say that was what it was,
Yeah. What did you watch, Keyzie?
Last night, and this is not even a joke, I came home and my wife was watching Dog Squad on her own. On TVNZ Plus. What's that about?
Oh, dear. That's a concern.
And I was like, you just watching Dog Squad? And she's like, yeah, I'm writing an email, so I just wanted something on in the background. So she just wanted to listen to Jase talk about dogs.
Oh, nice. That is worrying, but all good, it's all good.
Do you guys ever come home, because my wife gets home before me, obviously, and I'll get home and she'll quickly change the channel?
No.
Oh. You don't have that either, Mogi? Where your wife goes, oh, no, I was watching something else.
No, I wish I did. I wish I did, but no.
Because, sometimes I could be accused of watching trash on the TV, but I think she watches...
Trash or filth?
No, trash. I don't think she watches filth. And I don't watch filth, generally speaking, on the TV either.
More on the laptop, isn't it?
More on the phone.
Yeah,
right. Sometimes I go home and she go, oh, no, just change the channel, and it'll be some terrible show like... Sister Wives or something like that.
Because she's embarrassed of it, and you're quite judgmental when it comes to TV.
Or the Great New Zealand Bake Off or something like that.
Nothing wrong with Bake Off, man. I prefer the British one.
Yeah.
But, Bake Off's great. I went through a phase of, about 5 seasons in a row watching every episode while I was flatting.
How old were you?
20. Because when you're in a flat, you don't have any other entertainment. You're all poor, so we just all got into Bake Off.
Yeah.
It was great.
I didn't even know it was running that long, to be honest with you.
The UK one, back in the day.
Right,
yeah. It was good. What did you watch, Jase?
Jeez, I wish I hung out in your flat, Keyzie. Sounds like a real, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Hoot?
Hoot, yes, that's a good word.
My flat was a hoot, actually.
Quite seriously, we didn't really watch anything last night. We were chit-chatting about buying houses and stuff like that, and got distracted and ate food and played a game of Scrabble and
made love.
We had TV on, but we weren't watching it. So I think Dog Squad was on or something like that.
So just to clarify, none of us watched anything except for me, who walked in on my wife watching Dog Squad.
No, I watched a video episode of a podcast, the Wellington Paranormal Podcast.
Oh, right.
Where Mike Minogue and Karen O'Leary interviewed producer Paul Yates. Very, very good.
A triple plug there.
I think it's out this week.
Oh, is it? That's crazy. Here's Chemical Brothers.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
The police there on the radio Hodaki Big Show this Tuesday evening. Now, just a reminder and another shout out for all you punters down in Rotorua there. We're going to be there, the Big Show, live tomorrow night, aren't we, fellas?
Sure are.
Yeah. At the Brew Bar Craft Beer Pub.
That's right, on Eat Street.
On Eat Street.
That's right, that's in the centre of Rotorua there, Jase. You grew up there, but haven't actually been to Eat Street before.
I've never been to Eat Street, and as I say previously, a lot of people are coming up to me and saying, you'll love it actually, Jase.
You'll love it on Eat Street.
Yeah.
So, sorry, people are coming up to you and saying, Jase, Eat Street in Rotorua, you'll love that.
Yes.
Really?
That's beautiful.
Quite honestly, Keyzie, they are. Because I go, I didn't even... There wasn't an Eat Street when I was in Rotorua,
right.
so I've never heard of it.
So they come up to you, don't they, and they say,
you're going to love Eat Street in Rotorua, Jase. It's awesome, man.
It seems
beautiful.
Seems like a random thing to say is all.
I don't, because what I'm envisaging is just lots of lovely little restaurants and pubs and boutique kind of places.
God, have you been there?
Which is just right deep inside my alley in terms of what I like.
Have you been there? Because that's literally what it is.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, so we're going to be there tomorrow, 4 till 7. Do come down. We're going to be broadcasting live, also giving away bar tabs, Backbone T-shirts, etc. And it's all thanks to our mates at Crankworks, the mountain biking festival that is happening in Rotorua. So during the day tomorrow, we'll be going down, visiting where they do all the tricks and that.
Yeah,
down the hills there on the bikes.
Just on that front, by the way, Keyzie, I'm going to do a bit of a run myself, Mogi, down the hill there.
Same here.
Just for a bit of social stuff, social media content. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've been on the old mountain bike.
Yeah, I'm going to go down on my XR350.
Yes.
Isn't that a motorbike?
Yeah, man. I just like to give it a bit more depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough. But a bit more risk. Well, I mean, I'm not going to wear knee pads and arm pads or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hound. You see, this is how my mountain biking was. They called me No Brake Hoodie J.
Why is that?
Really?
Because I never used the brakes. I just for brakes. I used to get them to take my brakes off my mountain bike because I didn't like the idea of slowing down, man.
Jase, that's crazy.
You're a weapon.
I've actually got in touch with them ahead of time and gone, fellas, take the brakes off that bastard. Hoodie J's going wild down the hill there.
You can get your speed up on one of those tricycles that you roll with, eh?
It's totally you can, man. Pedaling furiously.
So good. Can't wait for that, Jase. So if you're listening on the podcast right now, it's Wednesday the 20th of March, right? If you're listening on the radio show, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
4 till 7. Brew Craft Beer Pub on Eat Street. Come on down, get some free stuff, listen to the big show live.
Selfies, Mogi, how much are you charging? Just so people know.
$100.
$100.
They've gone up.
Yeah.
Bargain. What are you charging, Keyzie?
Oh, I don't usually charge.
Oh, don't you?
No.
Oh, okay. Nah, neither, because, I'm a man of the people.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Well, there you go, you massive backbones. That's your Tuesday show done and dusted. As previously mentioned, we're off to Rotorua tomorrow. So I'm imagining, Mogi, early night for you anyway tonight because we're off early in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, that's my dream, mate. Yeah, get to bed early and up at the crack and on the road.
Yeah, mate. I like that, actually. I like a roadie and getting up really early and leaving early. My dad, if we went on family trips, we'd always do that. Leave at like 5 o'clock in the morning. There was something mysterious and exciting about it.
I liked it too. I like to, sort of being a few hours into my trip before the world had even woken up.
Exactly, Mogi. Keyzie, what's your plan tonight, mate? Quiet one, obviously, because it's going to be you were saying you were going to tie one on tomorrow night in Rotorua.
Well, to be honest, I don't really want to tie one on too massively, but tonight go around to a mate's house, have a few pizzas, a few beersies, and I'll be up first thing tomorrow, heading down to Rotorua. Can't wait. Hey, thanks for joining us on the big show. See you tomorrow in Rotorua at the old... Oh, Jase.
Oh,
Jase.
Yes, Keyzie.
What are you up to tonight, man?
Well, like
Good
I say...
yeah, sorry, man. I always forget.
I'll be
Isn't it weird how sometimes you just forget stuff?
You do. It happens.
It's crazy, yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
Jase is sitting right there.
There he is. Look at him.
I see him every day. And
Fine for you to ask him.
Anyway,
G'day, fellas. Hey, I'll be taking it. I'll probably go home and have a quick run. Not a big one tonight. Have some food. Early to bed. Tuck myself up. Read a bit of my novel. Fall asleep. Spooning my lovely wife and wake up early tomorrow's ready and raring to go.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah, that'll be Hoodie J.
So good. Hey, thanks for... Wait, this is your part, isn't it?
Can I do that part?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Make sure you tune into the live show tomorrow. Until then, take care out there, and we'll see you later.